poll shows 73% of those polled believe that the jurors got it wrong. Let's put the poll up again. 73% disagree with this verdict, which is a mistrial in the major count. Okay? People are upset about this. Anybody on my panel think that Angela Corey should step aside and let somebody else give a crack? Let somebody else take a crack at it. Anybody. Let's see our panel.
Jane, I think so.
Let's see our panel. Okay, who's talking?
That's Dr. Wendy Walsh.
Yes, go.
Listen, Jane, I think missing out on the race issue was very important. As the late Johnny Cochran once said, you give me one black juror, I'll make sure I get a hung jury. In this case, there were 2 African-American women on that jury, and the race card was not played, even though it was an integral part of this particular crime.
Well, I disagree with saying race card, because the reason that I think race should have been mentioned is to weed out any racial biases from blacks or whites.
Listen, here's the thing. Either it's about race or it isn't. If it's about race, the issue of race should have been in the trial. Or it's not about race. Okay? Because the jurors, okay, didn't hear anything about race issues or prejudice. Okay?
Well, they did from Michael Dunn. They did.
Well, explain that.
When he got on the stand, he insinuated that they were thugs, basically. That these were thugs that he was afraid of because of who they were.
But nobody connected the dots. We've had a national conversation about how the word thug is code word for racism, for the N-word. The discussion never entered the courtroom. The discussion we've all been having for months, okay?
These words are never, it's never overt. The racist issues and how people feel and biases, they're not overt. You won't hear it in the courtroom. You'll hear insinuations.
Well, maybe we should hear it. Yeah, jump in, Wendy.
Can I just say, look, we talked about this last week. What she did wrong, and it's not a reason for her to step down. It is a reason for her to grow a spine for the next time.
I agree.
Don't just charge murder. Charge it as a hate crime, because then you can't not talk about race. It will be a key factor. You can bring up everything about race and get the air in the room to focus on the issue. She didn't do it because she's afraid. She didn't like what happened with Zimmerman. You know, when Al Sharpton showed up and everybody was angry, she's worried about that. But you know what? A guy is dead. It's okay to be angry along racial lines in this case.
If it's part of the case, then make it part of the case. Half measures avail us nothing. Okay, the defense insisted, remember, the defense insisted this case was not about race. Okay? But of course millions of people thought it was about race.